Hey guys, it's Rockula, and welcome back to Rockula Retrospective. I thought I was done with The Walking Dead because, they did the season finale and I did my wrap-up and everything, but looks like two dead girls decided they want to pull me on back in and give me something else to do an episode about. So, what they did is they tagged me in a video and asked a bunch of questions, and down below I'm going to give you the link to their original tagged video. So what they did is ask me a series of questions, and what I'm going to do is answer them in my own style. So here we go with my Walking Dead tag video. Question number 1. If you had to pick 3 people from the entire cast to be with you in the zombie apocalypse, who would it be and why? My first choice would be Daryl for his hunting and tracking and survival skills. And then second would be Rick, who has now become Resolute Rick after balancing his need to create a home with the need to survive. Plus, he has the leadership skills and tactical training of a police officer. The third choice is a toss-up between Herschel and Michonne. Michonne has the obvious fighting skills, but we already have Rick and Daryl, so my long-term money is on Herschel. Here are the positives about Herschel. If you are in a stable environment, Herschel is invaluable because of his knowledge of farming, ranching, and medicine. He has personally worked the earth and dealt with animals, so he has a well-rounded education in the natural sciences, from chemistry to toxicology, weather patterns, even topographical features that can indicate sources of water or food. In addition, he has a depth of wisdom that enables him to act as a therapist, as well as having an uncanny ability to judge somebody's character. Herschel's role as advisor can help you face the enemy at the gates as well as the enemy within. Here are the negatives. The obvious negative is his leg. In an on-the-run situation, Herschel is pretty much a boat anchor. If you could make him mobile, he would negate that problem. I would think that some kind of wheeled accessory, like what they used in the original Dawn of the Dead. He could even act as some kind of rear guard with the ability to take out anything that is pursuing them should it get too close. Question number 2. Choose your weapon and explain why. A lot of people chose some really good weapons, like a good one would be a machete or a club or something, but what I thought would be good would be something that serves as a club on one end and perhaps a sharpened spear on the other, so you could jab walkers in the face. But then I came up with the greatest idea ever, because what if you could combine your weapon with a survival tool? And it just dawned on me, the perfect tool for me to fight zombies and survive in the post-apocalyptic world would be the cymbal stand. Let's start with the ways that a cymbal stand can be used as a weapon. In the folded position, the base makes a powerful club. In the unfolded position, it can act as a shield to keep walkers at bay. The height adjustment can greatly expand your reach. You can go from a short-range weapon to a long-range weapon with minimal adjustment time and effort. Drummers refer to this part as the cymbal tilter, and this is your primary point of attack. The end of the tilter is a threaded bolt that could very easily punch through a walker's skull, eye socket, or ear. Practical uses of the cymbal stand. The base is sturdy and is designed to hold a cymbal that is being struck with heavy blows, so it can act as a steady prop for your lean-to or keep dry items off of the ground in wet situations. The boom arm can help you reach around corners, which is helpful if you need to get keys or latches, but also you can attach mirrors for looking around corners. You can also use it to hold small round tools or pieces of metal like rebar. Stuff like that will be plentiful. Of course, you can use things like rebar as the puncture weapon if you don't want to get brains all over your cymbal tilter. Question number 3. Bring back one person to the show. Who would it be? Well, if you haven't heard me talk about Herschel earlier, I think that Herschel is my choice for the person that I would bring back because he's the most valuable. Question number 4. Who were you saddest to see get killed off? Well, once again, that's going to be Herschel because it was such a loss to the whole community. Question number 5. Who was the most annoying character and why? My first instinct was to go with Dale because he annoyed the crap out of me. And so what? You can fix a car. A lot of people can fix a car. He was too much of an obstructionist and didn't have the patience and wisdom that Herschel had. But my final choice has to be Andrea. She allowed her internal struggle to get in the way of what needed to be done. It ended up costing her her life, and also the fact that she allowed the governor to live means that she was responsible for the entire breakdown of the prison situation. Question number 6 is a quick answer, and that is Rick or Shane with Lori, and my obvious answer is Rick. Question number 7 is the best 3 kills of the entire show. And I know a lot of people are going to go for the most goriest kills and the most spectacular walker deaths, but I'm going to go with the 3 deaths that had the most impact on the show itself. My first choice would be Sophia's death. Her death established right away just how dark the series can get. My second choice is Herschel, and I don't have to tell you how big that storyline was. But my third choice was Lizzie, whose storyline set the parameters on how far this series is willing to go. Honorable mention goes to the governor's death, but that's only because there was never a character more deserving to die, and it completely changed the complexion of the show. Question number 8. Which character has had the worst way to die so far in the series? Well, I can't really even think about that, but you guys, the 2 dead girls talked about guts being ripped out, and I think that pretty much anybody on the show that's been torn apart, that's got to be the worst way to die, is just to watch yourself being pulled apart before you die. Number 9. Who is your favorite villain from the entire series? It is obvious that everyone is going to pick the governor because he had the most impact on the series. One of the archetypes that he represents is the charismatic cult leader or politician. These types of people will be scattered all over the country and will have an organized following. Gareth seems pretty intelligent and a lot more grounded than the governor for right now, so we will see how he turns out. And there's all kinds of reasons to think that the Reverend Gabriel Stokes is about to be introduced into Season 5. Question number 10. Who is the most valuable character and why? Well, I'm going to approach this from a value to the entire series kind of a situation instead of a value to be somebody with you, because they're going to ask another question about that. So I'd have to say it's a toss-up between the 2 most valuable characters on this show, Daryl and Rick. Now, Daryl is the enigmatic bad boy that all the girls want to change and, make it all better for him, but Rick is the guy that I think is the very most valuable character on this show because he is, obviously the first person that we see, and it is revolving around him. I guarantee you that you'll lose a lot of viewers when they get rid of Daryl, if they ever get rid of Daryl. But Rick, there's no show without Rick, and if they do a show without Rick, it'll probably be the spin-off. Maybe it'll be the spin-off, but I think Rick is the most valuable character. So I have an interesting question. What about male viewers who like men? What do they think of Daryl versus Rick? Daryl is the enigmatic bad boy who is suffering from internal conflict. That quality has garnered a strong reaction from the female fans. For Daryl, Or would they go for the more traditionally handsome slab of beefcake like Rick or Shane? I would be amazed if there is not some kind of fanfic somewhere out there with a scene depicting Rick and Shane showering together. Question number 11. Who do you think is the smartest character and why? It really depends on what you're talking about smart. Are you talking about intelligence? Or are you talking about the ability to survive in the new world? Because obviously Daryl is the smartest guy on the show because he's got the ability to survive the best. But if you want to talk about based on intelligence, let's look at some of the people that we've dealt with. Honorable mention goes to Glenn, who went from pizza delivery guy to a formidable walker stomper. I don't see Rick as more intelligent than the next guy, but he is smart enough, which is a great quality for a stable leader who does what's best for the good of the people instead of using the people for his own gain. Next, you have people like the Governor and Gareth, who are using their intelligence to create stability based on methods that aren't so humane. However, those people seem to have a fatal flaw in that their sociopathic tendencies blind their common sense and they end up causing their own downfall. Then there's Herschel, who is the ultimate combination of knowledge and wisdom. He is the most obvious choice for the title smartest. However, I'm going to step out on a limb here and make a bold statement and say that my choice for the most intelligent and smartest character on the show has got to be Dr. Eugene Porter. Why would I choose Dr. Eugene Porter over all the other people in this series who have proven to be incredibly intelligent? It is because he has proven himself to be able to manipulate other people like Sergeant Abraham Ford, but on the other side has shown a sense of humanity. He may turn out to be a complete con artist, but I think he will be the lovable Han Solo type of con artist and not the sociopathic type of con artist. Question number 12. If you had to live zombie-free, where would you stay during the apocalypse? The farm, Woodbury, Terminus, or the prison? I thought this question was a tad bit vague, but from what I understand, what they mean is, which one of the safe spots would you rather live in during the zombie apocalypse? And I'm going to say the prison. The walls are designed to repel most reasonable attacks. The interior can be sectioned off in a very secure manner in order to contain a break-in. It can also serve as a hospital where each patient can be isolated in case they die. There is lots of storage area, and not to mention that you could keep the fences repaired and you can clear the plot of land to grow crops. Question number 13. If somebody close to you got infected, would you be able to kill them? Well, it really depends on their wishes. First of all, I would ask them if they wanted to wait until they died, but then especially after they died and turned, of course I'd have to kill them. But if it was me, I think I would want to at least see how long I could last and maybe try to do something for the other people. Maybe put me in a position where I'm going to die anyway, so leave me one last bullet. I'll go out there and maybe get the zombies to chase me this direction, then you go that way, and then... But yeah, you should always give somebody a chance to at least make themselves useful before they die and turn into a walker. Question number 14. Which characters would you like to see hook up on the show? Well, in the comic books, they say that Dale and Andrea hook up, and I would say that would bug the crap out of me because you have the two most annoying characters on the whole show creating one annoying super couple. So I don't really care if anybody else hooks up, but you know, the one thing that they might be setting up is you look at how Michonne is trying to kind of mother Carl, and you know, I don't know if Rick's going for Michonne or not, but they could kind of become a family in that Michonne is Carl's mother surrogate, and you know, it's after the apocalypse. Michonne ain't a bad-looking lady. Rick could do a lot worse. Question number 15. What would you rather eat? A. An entire can of Carl's pudding in one sitting. B, a jar of pig's feet in one sitting? Or C, something Mary's cooking on the grill? I had pig's feet when I was a little kid in Georgia, and I ain't eating no pig's feet. And all you guys that are doing this pig's feet challenge, Tabitha Treadway, I ain't eating no pig's feet. I had them when I was a little boy, and they were terrible. So I ain't eating pig's feet. We know that Mary is serving human steak on the grill, so you got to go for the pudding. I mean, chances are, I haven't checked the ingredients of pudding before, but there's got to be some kind of vitamin D in there, and they're always eating meat because they're catching rabbits and stuff, so yeah, go for the pudding. Plus, it's going to be the easiest to eat. By the way, go check out Tabitha Treadway and her channel. She won a contest, and the prize was a can of pudding just like the one Carl ate. All right, well, that does it for the questions that they had for me. And you know what? I had fun with this. I wouldn't mind doing more Walking Dead commentary if somebody kind of baits me into it. I mean, I was going to do Game of Thrones, but I did a couple of redrafts of an episode, and I just wasn't feeling it. So, yeah, I'm pretty cool to keep doing Walking Dead stuff if people are going to watch. So, if you're watching, please comment below. You know, do your own video. Go to Two Dead Girls and tell them Rockula sent you. Do your own video, tag them. We're all going to do this tag video, and who knows, we might each give each other some hit points, you know. So, my name is Rockula, and this is Rockula Retrospective. Action!